When Earth's deepest space stations detect a menacing fleet from a galaxy far beyond, humanity faces its greatest threat, yet a ruthless empire, the Dren sovereignty, bent on destroying or subjugating all in its path. With Earth's survival hanging in the balance, a diverse group of heroes must rise to defend their home, each driven by love, loyalty, and an unyielding will to protect the future of humanity. Can they stop an unstoppable force? Or will Earth fall under the shadow of a galaxy-spanning empire? The battle for survival begins now. For centuries, Earth had been unified under a single banner, creating a thriving Earth empire. Humanity's collective strength was drawn from the pooling of resources and knowledge, transcending the divisions of nations and borders that once defined the planet. This unity allowed humanity to achieve remarkable progress, both technologically and socially, as the once disparate nations came together for a common cause. The empire's primary goal was the exploration of space, a venture that would lead humanity beyond the confines of Earth to explore and eventually settle new worlds. The first successful missions to Mars laid the groundwork for the establishment of permanent colonies on the Red Planet. Over time, humans expanded their reach even further, establishing outposts on the moons of Jupiter and the far reaches of the solar system. This expansion was fueled by scientific advancements in propulsion, energy generation, and sustainable life support systems, which made space colonization feasible. By the time the Earth Empire had firmly established itself in the solar system, humanity had become a spacefaring species, with entire cities and ecosystems thriving on planets and moons once thought inhospitable. However, despite these monumental achievements, humanity had never encountered any form of intelligent life beyond Earth. For all their advancements, humans were still alone in the vast expanse of the universe. This isolation was both a source of pride and a point of uncertainty. Humanity had mastered its own world and its immediate environment, but the unknown vastness of space loomed large. Earth's technological prowess and ambition continued to grow, but the question of whether humanity's place in the galaxy was truly secure, or if they would one day face others with greater power and knowledge, remained unanswered. This all changed, however, when a new and dire threat appeared from deep space. An ancient empire from the Andromeda Galaxy, known as the Drake Sovereignty, set its sights on Earth, heralding the arrival of a new chapter in humanity's history. In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, the Drake Sovereignty stood as an ancient and formidable empire. It had ruled for millennia, subjugating countless civilizations and leaving a trail of conquest in its wake. The Drens, the race that made up the sovereignty, were a highly advanced species with technology far beyond humanity's capabilities. Their empire stretched across countless star systems, and their reach was as vast as it was merciless. Their reign was characterized by absolute dominance, and they did not hesitate to enslave or destroy those who defied them. For centuries, the Drens had remained distant from Earth, their eyes fixed on the far corners of the galaxy. But as humanity's reach extended further into space, colonizing planets and moons across the solar system, the Drens began to take notice. Earth's rapid expansion, coupled with its fearlessness and technological progress, caught the attention of Emperor Zion, the enigmatic and ruthless ruler of the Drake Sovereignty. To the Drens, humanity was an anomaly, young, untested, and yet growing at an alarming rate. The Drens had never encountered a species so bold and eager to expand, and this newfound curiosity quickly turned into hostility. Emperor Zion, who had ruled the sovereignty with an iron fist for centuries, viewed Earth's ascension as a direct threat to his empire's dominance. He saw humanity's ambitions not only as a challenge to his authority, but also as a potential destabilizing force in the galaxy. The idea of an unregulated, independent civilization so close to his borders was unacceptable. The Drens, accustomed to controlling the fate of entire worlds, decided that Earth could either be brought under their control or be obliterated entirely. Thus, Emperor Zion made the fateful decision to send the full might of the Drake Sovereignty's military to Earth. The Drens, with their superior weaponry and centuries of warfare experience, were confident that Earth would crumble before their might. However, they had underestimated humanity's resolve and unity. The Drens, accustomed to easily overpowering other civilizations, were about to face an adversary unlike any they had encountered before. A people who, despite their youth, were determined to defend their home and place in the stars. The arrival of the Dren's massive fleet sent shockwaves through Earth. Deep space monitoring stations, part of Earth's extensive surveillance network, detected the incoming ships long before they arrived. As the fleet approached, panic began to spread across the planet. The images of alien ships appeared on every screen, broadcasts interrupting daily life to announce the impending threat. Governments scrambled to respond, but the fear was palpable. The arrival of a foreign force of such magnitude was unprecedented, and humanity had no idea how to deal with an enemy this advanced. In response to the growing crisis, the leadership of Earth convened in an emergency meeting. At the center of this was Supreme Chancellor Elena Marquez, the elected leader of Earth's unified government. Known for her strength and resolve, Marquez addressed the leaders of Earth's various nations and factions. Despite the palpable fear in the room, she stood firm, declaring that humanity would not bow to the Drens. Her speech resonated with the importance of unity, emphasizing that Earth's survival depended on the collective strength of all nations, not on their past divisions. This moment, she declared, would define humanity not as separate nations, but as one people, united in defense of their world. Although her words were meant to inspire hope and rally the global defense efforts, privately, Chancellor Marquez was overwhelmed by doubt. After the meeting, she retreated to her private quarters, where the weight of leadership settled heavily on her. On her desk, a photograph of her late son, Marcus, caught her eye. Marcus had died years earlier, defending a Martian colony from a pirate attack, a sacrifice that had haunted her ever since. As she touched the photograph, memories of his death resurfaced, and the painful reality of potentially losing more loved ones in this new conflict gnawed at her. She whispered, "Not again," as the fear of more loss consumed her thoughts. The pressure of leading Earth into an unprecedented war weighed heavily on her heart. In that moment of vulnerability, Chancellor Marquez turned to her most trusted confidant, General Aaron de la Vega, a seasoned military strategist known for his calm demeanor and extensive experience in combat. With a heavy heart, she asked, "What if we fail?" The general, sensing her distress, reassured her with a firm and confident response. "Failure isn't an option, Elena. We've faced impossible odds before, and we will do so again. This time, we fight not just for Earth, but for humanity's place among the stars." His words, grounded in the reality of their shared history, helped to steady her resolve. Despite her fears, Marquez knew that this was the moment to unite Earth in defense of their world, no matter the cost. She drew strength from this conversation and steeled herself for the challenges that lay ahead. As the Dren's fleet arrived at the outskirts of Earth's solar system, the battle for survival began. The advanced alien fleet, led by the relentless Emperor Zion, launched a full-scale assault on Earth, hoping to crush the planet's defenses and bring humanity to its knees. The Drens had anticipated an easy victory, relying on their superior weaponry, vast numbers, and centuries of military experience to overwhelm Earth's forces. The alien ships, sleek and menacing, entered the solar system with chilling precision, positioning themselves to strike Earth's major defense installations and orbital stations. In response, Earth's military mobilized every available resource. Space fleets that had been built to protect the planet from potential threats now found themselves facing a battle unlike any they had ever imagined. The crew of Earth's warships, including skilled captains like Elias Vega and military leaders like Admiral Carter, began to take up their posts, preparing for the conflict that would decide Earth's fate. Captain Elias Vega, known for his fiery temper and unyielding loyalty to Earth, found himself thrust into the heart of the battle. His squadron of ships moved quickly through the chaotic battlefield, dodging enemy fire and using the debris in Saturn's rings to shield themselves from the enemy's deadly weapons. As the battle raged, the forces of Earth faced overwhelming odds. Despite their bravery and determination, the human fleet was ill-equipped to deal with the advanced technology of the Drens. Lieutenant Sarah Okoro, Vega's second-in-command, kept her composure in the midst of the chaos, constantly urging Vega to focus on strategy rather than anger. The situation was dire, and as Earth's ships engaged the Drens, it became clear that Earth was on the back foot. Enemy warships fired powerful beams of energy, and the human fleet's defenses began to buckle under the onslaught. Meanwhile, Earth's defense stations, such as those stationed near Saturn, came under heavy attack. Corporal Jun Takashi, a young engineer stationed on a satellite, worked furiously to maintain the shields protecting critical structures, including the solar arrays and communication relays. The situation worsened when the satellite took a direct hit, sending the station into a tailspin. Despite the destruction around him, Jun refused to abandon his post, knowing that without the shields, Earth's survival would be even more precarious. His friend Mia Anders, a medic stationed nearby, rushed to his side, pulling him from the wreckage as the station continued to take fire. While the human forces fought desperately to maintain their defenses, the Drens continued their relentless assault. The alien fleet, with its superior firepower and tactical prowess, began to inflict heavy losses on Earth's ships and stations. Yet, despite the mounting casualties and the seemingly insurmountable odds, Earth soldiers, engineers, and leaders refused to surrender. Earth's struggle was just beginning, but the sheer determination of its people, as well as their unity in the face of overwhelming adversity, would serve as the driving force behind their efforts to turn the tide of the war. As the battle for Earth raged on, it became evident that Earth's conventional military tactics were not enough to withstand the overwhelming force of the Drens. Earth's leaders, realizing the dire situation, decided to approve a high-risk covert mission in a desperate bid to level the playing field. The goal was clear: infiltrate the heart of the Drens fleet, sabotage their most powerful weapon, the Singularity Bomb, an enormous device capable of wiping out entire planets, including Earth itself. The operation was not only dangerous, but also fraught with uncertainty. The team selected for the mission was made up of Earth's most skilled operatives, each chosen for their specific expertise. Commander Alex Renner, a seasoned veteran with a history of successfully carrying out covert missions, led the team. Alongside him was Jun Takashi, the young engineer who had proven his resilience and technical abilities during earlier stages of the battle. Takashi's role would be crucial. His expertise in technology and systems would be needed to disable the Singularity Bomb, an ancient weapon of immense power that could potentially decide the fate of Earth. The infiltration team embarked on their mission with stealth, boarding a DRA flagship under the cover of darkness, taking advantage of the chaos on the battlefield. As they made their way into the depths of the enemy ship, tension was palpable. The Drens were notoriously meticulous and well-guarded, and getting past their security would be no easy feat inside the vast alien vessel. The team encountered alien architecture, strange technology, and a foreign atmosphere that weighed heavily on their nerves. Every step forward was a risk, and the danger of being discovered at any moment was ever present. When they finally reached the Singularity Bomb, the scale of the weapon was far beyond what they had imagined. The device itself was an advanced piece of technology capable of unleashing catastrophic destruction, and its activation could mean the end for Earth and its defenders. Jun Takashi, with his technical expertise, quickly got to work, attempting to disable the bomb's intricate systems. The pressure was immense, knowing that any mistake could trigger the weapon, sealing the fate of their world. Just as Takashi was about to succeed in deactivating the bomb, the team was discovered by DRA forces. The enemy's alarms blared, and the team found themselves in a race against time. Realizing that the success of the mission depended on their escape, Commander Renner made the ultimate decision to stay behind and cover his team's retreat. His calm, steely demeanor was a source of inspiration, but it was also a testament to his unflinching dedication to his mission. Renner gave Takashi the order to finish the job and escape. His sacrifice would ensure that Earth had a fighting chance. Takashi, torn by the decision, hesitated, but Renner's words were clear: finish the mission, June get back to Earth. In the face of overwhelming odds, Renner's selfless decision to stay behind allowed his team to escape and complete the mission. Takashi, heartbroken but resolute, followed his commander's orders, and the team made their way back to their ship, narrowly escaping the flagship. The success of the sabotage mission was a turning point in the conflict, providing Earth's forces with a critical advantage by disabling the Singularity Bomb and giving humanity a fighting chance against the Drens. The covert mission's success, while hard-won and at great cost, instilled a renewed sense of hope among Earth's forces. Though the team had suffered losses and endured hardships, their bravery and sacrifice laid the groundwork for the final stand against the Drens. As the team returned to Earth, the stage was set for a decisive confrontation, one that would ultimately determine the fate of humanity and its place in the galaxy. With the sabotage mission successfully crippling the Dren's Singularity Bomb, Earth's leaders knew that the situation was still far from secure. The Dren fleet remained a formidable threat, and although their most devastating weapon had been disabled, Earth needed a decisive strike to even the odds and, hopefully, drive the invaders back. This hope rested on a project that had been under development for years but had never been fully tested: the solar lens. The solar lens was a massive, advanced weapon system designed to harness the power of the sun itself. Earth scientists had long been researching ways to turn solar energy into a powerful beam of concentrated light, capable of being used as a weapon. The project had faced delays, with countless technical challenges preventing its activation, but now it became Earth's last, best hope. The solar lens was located at a defense facility near the outer edges of the solar system, and it was the only weapon powerful enough to turn the tide of the battle. Dr. Kieran Malik, one of Earth's most brilliant scientists, led the team responsible for perfecting the solar lens. He had worked on the project for years, but the critical moment had arrived, and now his team was racing against time to activate it. The Dren's fleet was closing in, and if the solar lens wasn't ready soon, humanity would face annihilation. Despite the immense pressure, Dr. Malik and his team worked tirelessly, fine-tuning the calculations, calibrating the immense power grids, and ensuring the weapon's accuracy. It was a nerve-wracking process, as any mistake could result in a failure to launch, or worse, a catastrophic explosion that could destroy Earth's defense systems. As Malik and his team continued their work, the pressure on Earth's military grew exponentially. The Drens were on their way, and the fate of the planet rested on whether the solar lens could be activated in time. Admiral Carter, a seasoned commander who had already proven her tactical brilliance in earlier engagements, grew increasingly anxious as reports of further Dren advances came in. Despite the mounting pressure, she knew that the solar lens was the planet's best shot at survival. But she also knew that activating such a powerful weapon was not without risk, and the weapon's effectiveness had never been proven in a real-world scenario. In the midst of all this, Earth's military leaders began to shift their focus to ground operations. Captain Elias Vega and Lieutenant Sarah Okoro, two of Earth's most dedicated officers, were tasked with holding the line against Dren drop troops while waiting for the solar lens to be fully activated. As the battle in space intensified, Vega and Okoro found themselves engaged in fierce combat with enemy forces that had descended onto Earth's surface. Despite the relentless onslaught, their resolve never wavered. They knew that if they couldn't hold the line on the ground, the solar lens might not even have a chance to fire. The fate of humanity was tied to both the defense of Earth and the success of the solar lens project. The critical moment arrived when Dr. Malik's team completed the final tests on the solar lens. As the weapon powered up, a brilliant beam of light shot out, piercing through the darkened sky and striking one of the Dren ships in the distance. The solar lens had worked, and it had delivered a devastating blow to the alien invaders. The Dren fleet was momentarily stunned by the power of the attack, giving Earth's military forces a chance to regroup and retaliate with renewed strength. However, there was no time for celebration. The battle was far from over, and Earth's forces would need to hold their ground as the solar lens continued to fire. The successful activation of the solar lens proved to be a game-changer for humanity. It provided Earth with the firepower it needed to match the might of the Dren fleet, and as each successive beam from the lens struck its target, the Dren ships began to fall from the sky, one by one. The solar lens, a symbol of Earth's ingenuity and resilience, had turned the tide of the war. However, it also came at a high cost. The weapon was not without its limitations, and as Earth's forces pushed back the Dren invaders, they knew that their survival would depend on their ability to continue using the solar lens and maintaining their defenses. In the end, the solar lens played a pivotal role in giving Earth a fighting chance against the overwhelming Dren forces. Its successful deployment not only demonstrated humanity's resourcefulness in the face of extinction, but also served as a testament to the determination of Earth's people to protect their home and fight for their place in the stars. As the battle for Earth raged on, the tides of war had shifted slightly in humanity's favor due to the successful activation of the solar lens. But the situation remained dire. The Dren fleet, although struck by devastating blows, still outnumbered Earth's forces and remained a formidable threat. With their technological superiority and ruthless tactics, the Dren were relentless in their pursuit to annihilate Earth. Earth's military leaders, particularly Admiral Carter, understood that victory would not be easy, and that even with the solar lens, Earth's forces were running out of time and resources. Admiral Carter was a seasoned and respected leader in Earth's military. She had seen countless battles and had never hesitated when it came to making difficult decisions. As the battle for Earth unfolded, her strategic mind was put to the test, and she commanded with authority and precision. However, as the Dren flagship approached Earth's atmosphere, it became clear that the solar lens, while immensely powerful, would not be enough on its own to stop the Dren's relentless advance. Carter knew that if the Dren flagship was allowed to reach Earth's surface, it would be catastrophic for humanity. The flagship was equipped with advanced weapons capable of wiping out entire cities with a single strike. Faced with this dire situation, Admiral Carter made a heart-wrenching decision. She would make the ultimate sacrifice. She decided to take her own ship, the Dauntless, and ram it directly into the Dren flagship, hoping to destroy the heart of their fleet and disrupt their command structure. This act of selflessness was not just a tactical decision, but a moral one as well. By sacrificing herself and her ship, Carter aimed to buy Earth's remaining forces the time they needed to launch a final assault and activate the solar lens once more. It was a desperate, but courageous, decision that demonstrated her unwavering commitment to Earth's survival. The moment Carter gave the order to ram the Dauntless into the Dren flagship was filled with both tension and sorrow. The crew of the Dauntless, well aware of their commander's intentions, did not protest. They knew their duty and understood the gravity of the sacrifice they were about to make. Carter's leadership had inspired them all, and they were ready to follow her to the very end. As the ship veered toward the Dren flagship, Carter's calm voice was heard giving her final orders. "It's been an honor." The collision between the two ships resulted in a fiery explosion that illuminated the darkened sky, a final flash of defiance against the Dren invaders. The explosion, while devastating, caused massive damage to the Dren flagship, crippling its systems and severely disrupting the fleet's coordination. This sacrifice not only inflicted significant losses on the Dren, but also provided a crucial moment of confusion for their forces. Earth's remaining military forces seized this opportunity to launch a coordinated counterattack, overwhelming the Dren forces and driving them back. Carter's sacrifice became a symbol of humanity's determination and willingness to give everything for the survival of their species. Her death was a moment of collective grief for Earth, but it was also a rallying cry that united the planet in the fight for freedom. It demonstrated the lengths to which humanity would go to protect its home and loved ones. Her legacy would live on, not just in the stories of the battle, but in the hearts of those who fought alongside her, and in the very survival of the human race. In the aftermath of the explosion, as the Dren forces retreated and Earth began to mourn its fallen heroes, Admiral Carter's sacrifice was remembered with reverence. Earth's victory over the Dren was not only the result of advanced technology like the solar lens, but also the strength of character displayed by individuals like Carter, who were willing to lay down their lives for the greater good. Her final act was the catalyst that allowed humanity to prevail, and it served as a powerful reminder of the courage and unity that defined the human spirit. As the battle for Earth escalated, it became increasingly clear that humanity was running out of time and options. Despite the solar lens providing a significant advantage, the overwhelming power of the Dren fleet remained a constant threat. Earth's leadership knew that even if they destroyed a portion of the enemy fleet, the Dren's technological supremacy could still tip the scales in their favor. In a desperate bid to tip the odds even further, Earth's leaders approved a covert mission to infiltrate the Dren flagship and disable a weapon that could spell humanity's end: the Singularity Bomb. The Singularity Bomb, an immensely powerful weapon capable of wiping out entire planets, was the centerpiece of the Dren's invasion strategy. With its ability to create a miniature black hole, the bomb posed an existential threat to Earth, and it had been placed on the flagship as the final deterrent to humanity's resistance. The bomb was not only a weapon of mass destruction, but also a statement of the Dren's dominance. If it was detonated, the resulting destruction could obliterate Earth, ensuring the Dren's conquest of the planet once and for all. Earth's military knew that if they were to stand a chance, they had to prevent its activation, no matter the cost. The team selected for this dangerous mission was a group of highly skilled operatives, each chosen for their unique abilities. Commander Alex Renner, a seasoned and tactically brilliant officer, led the infiltration team. His quiet confidence and strategic mind made him the natural choice to lead this life-or-death mission. Alongside him was Jun Takashi, a brilliant technician whose skills were critical to disarming the bomb. Jun was a young engineer with a knack for understanding complex systems, but this mission would push his abilities and his emotions beyond anything he had ever faced before. As the infiltration team boarded the Dren flagship, their goal was clear: sabotage the Singularity Bomb before it could be activated. The team had no illusions about the enormity of the task ahead. They were deeply outnumbered and operating behind enemy lines, with no guarantee of success. The Dren flagship was a fortress, bristling with advanced defenses and patrolled by some of the fiercest warriors the galaxy had ever known. But the team moved forward with determination, knowing that their mission was the last hope for Earth's survival. Inside the flagship, the atmosphere was tense and dangerous. Every hallway was a potential ambush, and every corner could be hiding Dren soldiers. Yet, despite the constant threat, the team pressed forward. Jun, with his technical expertise, worked quickly to identify the Singularity Bomb's location. They soon found the weapon, housed in a massive, highly secured chamber, its ominous hum signaling its deadly power. The team was horrified by the sheer scale and destructive potential of the device. Its design was beyond anything humanity had ever encountered. Jun's heart raced as he began to work on disabling the bomb. His hands shook as he interfaced with the complex alien technology, trying to override the system and prevent the catastrophic event. The tension was palpable as every second counted. However, their efforts to disable the bomb were interrupted when their presence was detected. Alarms blared, and Dren soldiers flooded the area, trapping the team inside the chamber. The mission had gone from covert sabotage to a desperate fight for survival. In the chaos that followed, Commander Alex Renner made a heart-wrenching decision. Knowing that the success of the mission relied on the team's survival, he ordered the rest of the team to escape while he stayed behind to cover their retreat. "Go," he shouted, his voice filled with authority. "That's an order." The rest of the team hesitated, not wanting to leave their commander behind, but Alex's resolve was unyielding. He understood that his sacrifice could mean the difference between Earth's survival and its obliteration. Jun, overwhelmed with emotion and a sense of duty, struggled with the decision. He couldn't bear to leave Alex behind, but Alex's voice cut through the panic, urging him to fulfill the mission. "Finish the mission," Alex said, offering a faint smile despite the grave situation. With a heavy heart, Jun and the rest of the team made their escape, leaving Alex to hold off the enemy forces. His bravery ensured that the mission would succeed, and the Singularity Bomb was finally disabled just in time. The sabotage mission's success marked a pivotal moment in the war. With the Singularity Bomb rendered useless, Earth had gained a crucial advantage over the Dren. The team had made enormous sacrifices to ensure the bomb would never be detonated, and their bravery became a symbol of humanity's unyielding will to survive. Though the mission had been fraught with peril, it ultimately bought Earth the time it needed to launch a final, full-scale defense. It was a desperate and dangerous move, but it was a victory that would change the course of the war and ensure humanity's place among the stars. As Earth's defenses continued to hold their ground against the relentless Dren forces, the battle reached its climax. The Dren fleet had finally arrived in Earth's orbit, bringing with it a seemingly insurmountable force. But humanity's resolve was stronger than ever. Despite the chaos, the failures, and the overwhelming odds, Earth had gained a momentary edge thanks to the sabotage mission that disabled the Dren's singularity bomb. This victory provided a slim hope that Earth could withstand the full fury of the Dren's invasion. The final defense for Earth would be a combination of tactics, unyielding courage, and the unity that humanity had discovered during the conflict. The battle for Earth was not just a fight to defend a planet, but a fight to prove humanity's place in the galaxy. With the singularity bomb deactivated, Earth's forces, led by the brave commanders like Captain Elias Vega and Lieutenant Sarah Okoro, set about mounting a fierce defense. These commanders had been at the forefront of every battle, showing unmatched leadership despite personal risks. They understood that this was the final stand, a moment in history where everything they had fought for would either be won or lost. The Dren forces, though weakened by the failure of their primary weapon, were still a formidable opponent. Their ships, highly advanced and bristling with weaponry, descended upon Earth's orbital defense grid, determined to finish the job. On the ground, humanity's soldiers fought valiantly, holding the line against enemy drop troops while also trying to protect civilian populations. The atmosphere was one of total desperation. Every person, soldier and civilian alike, knew that they could lose everything in a matter of hours. However, it was also a moment of incredible unity, as people from all walks of life worked side by side, constructing defensive lines, helping the injured, and preparing for the worst. Amid this chaos, Dr. Kieran Malik and his team worked tirelessly to refine the solar lens, Earth's last line of defense against the Dren fleet. The solar lens was a powerful weapon that harnessed the energy of the sun to fire concentrated beams capable of devastating enemy ships. But time was running out. Malik's team raced against the clock to get the solar lens operational, knowing that this weapon was Earth's best shot at surviving the invasion. With the lens in place, Earth's defenders awaited the final moment to unleash its power, hoping that their efforts would not be in vain. As the battle raged on, Admiral Carter, a respected leader, made the ultimate sacrifice. Realizing that Earth's only hope to defeat the Dren fleet was to cripple their command structure, she rammed her ship into the heart of the enemy's flagship. Her decision was one of selflessness, knowing that her death would be the final blow to the Dren's overwhelming force. As her ship collided with the enemy vessel in a fiery explosion, it took down the Dren's leadership and disrupted their remaining forces. This act of heroism caused the Dren's fleet to retreat, their armada broken and their plans for Earth shattered. However, the cost of this victory was immense. Earth had won, but at a great price. Thousands of lives were lost in the battle, and the planet mourned the sacrifices of its fallen heroes. Admiral Carter, Commander Alex Renner, Captain Elias Vega, and countless others became legends, their actions immortalized in the hearts and minds of those who survived. But their triumph did not erase the pain of loss. For every victory, there were tears, and for every celebration, there was the weight of grief. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth began to rebuild, but the scars of war would not soon fade. The global unity that had emerged during the war became a lasting legacy of the conflict. Earth's leaders, including Chancellor Elena Marquez, now stood before the world, their speeches filled with both sorrow and pride. Marquez's address to the galaxy conveyed not just humanity's survival, but its strength and determination to continue its place in the universe. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for all who value freedom," she declared, signaling Earth's readiness to face future challenges. In the Andromeda Galaxy, Emperor Zion of the Dren watched this turn of events with a sense of grudging respect. He had underestimated humanity's resilience and strength, but he knew this was not the end of his ambitions. "They're stronger than I thought," he said, hinting at a new level of recognition for Earth's capabilities. However, his words also foreshadowed that the conflict was far from over. Earth had won the battle, but the war for its place in the stars was just beginning. This final stand marked a turning point not just for Earth, but for humanity as a whole. It showed that despite their youth as a space-faring civilization, humans were capable of unimaginable strength, sacrifice, and determination. The final victory against the Dren was not just about survival. It was about humanity's fight for a future among the stars, proving that they would never bow to any other species, no matter the cost. This was the beginning of a new era for Earth, one filled with both hope and vigilance as humanity prepared to face whatever new challenges would arise. In the aftermath of the intense and brutal battle for Earth, the planet found itself in a period of both mourning and celebration. The struggle had been grueling, and the cost of victory was undeniably high. Countless lives had been lost, and the scars of war were still fresh. But despite the tremendous toll the conflict had taken, Earth had emerged victorious. The Dren fleet, once a terrifying threat poised to obliterate humanity, had been driven away, and their forces were in disarray. This victory was not just about military conquest. It was a triumph of humanity's resilience, unity, and determination to preserve its place in the cosmos. One of the key themes of the post-war period was the sense of unity that emerged among the people of Earth. The war had brought together nations that once operated under separate banners, pushing aside old divisions to fight as one. The realization that Earth was stronger together, rather than divided by old political borders, became a central lesson in the wake of the conflict. The planet's leaders, most notably Chancellor Elena Marquez, spoke to the world with a sense of collective purpose, addressing the planet not as separate nations, but as one united species. The victory had galvanized humanity, and this newfound unity became a beacon of hope for the future. While the people of Earth celebrated their survival, the cost of victory weighed heavily on many. The battle had claimed the lives of countless soldiers, and the toll on families and communities was immeasurable. Jun Takashi, who had been a key figure in the sabotage mission against the Dren's Singularity bomb, visited the memorial of his fallen comrade, Alex Renner. The emotional weight of the moment was overwhelming for Jun, who had promised Alex that he would survive the mission and honor his sacrifice. Standing at the memorial, Jun whispered, "I kept my promise," with tears streaming down his face. This moment symbolized not just the loss of individual lives, but the collective grief of a species that had fought for its survival. Each individual hero's sacrifice became a part of Earth's shared history, a reminder of the cost of freedom. The global address delivered by Chancellor Marquez to the galaxy encapsulated Earth's new resolve. She spoke not only to her own people, but to the entire Andromeda galaxy, sending a message that humanity would not be conquered. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for all who value freedom," she declared, signaling Earth's newfound role as a force to be reckoned with. The message was clear. Earth was no longer an isolated, vulnerable world. It was now an active participant in the galactic stage, ready to defend its future and protect its place in the universe. Humanity had proven itself capable of unimaginable courage and resilience, and it had earned the right to stand alongside the older and more powerful civilizations of the galaxy. Meanwhile, the Dren Emperor, Zion, watched the events unfold from his throne, his perception of humanity shifting dramatically. Initially, he had seen Earth as a primitive and young race, unworthy of attention. But after seeing how humanity had fought back against the Dren's overwhelming power, Zion realized that Earth was a force to be reckoned with. "They're stronger than I thought," he remarked, his voice tinged with reluctant respect. However, Zion's acknowledgement of humanity's strength did not mean the end of his ambitions. He made it clear that this battle had only been a setback, not a defeat, and that he would continue to plot and plan for the future. His words hinted that Earth's victory was only temporary, and that the galaxy's power dynamics were far from settled. For Earth, however, this victory was a turning point. The future of humanity was now uncertain, but it was no longer defined by fear of destruction. Instead, the planet looked toward a future filled with possibilities. The war had tested humanity's limits, but it had also revealed the depth of its potential. The survival of Earth marked the beginning of a new era, one in which humanity would no longer be a passive player in the universe. Instead, it would take on a more active role, exploring new frontiers and establishing its place among the stars. As Earth began the process of rebuilding, the focus shifted toward peace and diplomacy, tempered by the hard lessons learned in the crucible of war. While the scars of the battle would never fully fade, there was an undeniable sense of hope and purpose. Earth's leaders, scientists, engineers, and citizens all understood that the victory over the Dren was only the beginning of their journey. The galaxy was vast, and new challenges, both seen and unforeseen, would arise. But Earth, now united and resolute, was ready to face whatever came next, its people forever changed by the trials they had endured. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and humanity would never be the same again.